everybody, welcome back to Cards by the Hill. My name is Jane Hill. So this is a flower tree for new baby, a little boy. So you're going to need a 10cm polystyrene ball. I'm sure you know that by now. Just going to mark out the hole for the stick. Like that, and then we're going to cover it in light blue flowers. Okay, so when you do one of these balls, I recommend you use something to sit the ball on so it's not rolling away. Hot glue gun is ready, and I'm using my foam flowers cover the ball. Thinking I might do a video of how to make some paper flowers, felt flowers, tissue paper flowers, because obviously the more you make, the more expensive it will become, and you can use up the craft room stock instead. So I'm going to start anywhere on the ball, just hot gluing and sticking them on, and you can glue the flowers to the ball or just glue on the ball and then stick the flowers on, so it's up to you which way you do it. I've explained, don't know if it's my device or whether it's YouTube, but when I do one that's about an hour, just under, it can take several hours to upload. So I find if they're in two halves, it uploads with no problem. Okay, so as you go around, push the flowers together. Try and prevent any gaps. Don't worry if you do have gaps, because we can always fix that. And I've got some really interesting trees coming up soon. I hope you're going to like them. As you go, press them down so they completely sealed to the ball, and I've said before I recommend leaving them overnight so you definitely know they're glued on. And you can get these flowers at Amazon, eBay. If you get them on eBay, you can often find buy 2 packets get 1 free, buy 3 packets get 1 free, that sort of thing, which is really good. So yes, I'll probably do the rest to music. Okay, so there it is done. Out of 144 flowers, we've got 10 left, and it took about 8 glue sticks. So I'm just going to press them all down to make sure they're stuck. I've shown you before, if you get a gap that you don't like, you can just add a little bit of hot glue and push the flower around to stick. There's another one there. And you can seal the gaps quite easily. They're going to get covered in embellishments anyway. You can also take the bottom layers off the flowers. Can I get another one in now? Take the bottom layers off the flowers and just use a bud to fill the gap. There we go. So now that's got to glue overnight. We've got the space there ready for the stalk. And then when that's glued, we'll continue. Okay, so moving on, the ball is completely dry. We've got to make a hole for our stalk to go in. So nice sharp pair of scissors. In we go. And the stalk's going in about 2 inches. Okay. So the ball is ready for its stalk. Here's the pot. You've seen me use these before. And a paper straw to use for the stalk. Okay, so first of all we're going to glue the pot to the base. Okay, to give the tree some stability. In the pot you need to add some stones. So, you know, go out in the street and get a couple, go out in your garden. You don't have to buy them. I've got some stones, Scatter Me decorative pebbles from a garden centre. So we're going to have those in the bottom. Going to put some glass pebbles, whatever I've got in here. Get that other pebble out. And you, like I say, you're just looking to give it some weight because the head is obviously going to be very, very heavy. So just put a few of those in. If you've got some of those glass pebbles, they'll be fine. Just want to weight it down. Okay. Now, in amongst the pebbles, you've got to put the tree. Now, this part is quite tricky because you've got to hold the tree at the same time as you put the pebbles in and then add your polystyrene. So you've got to add some polystyrene around the tree to keep it sturdy and build it up as you go to give it a base. So before we plant our stalk and stick it inside the tree, we need to decorate it with something. Okay, so this is a baby boy tree. So we want some washi tape that reflects that, or some ribbon. Depends what you've got or what you want to use. So I'm going to find some. So I found some blue and white dotted ribbon, believe it or not, which match the matches the ball perfectly. Now you can start 2 inches down the stick if you prefer, or you can start at the top. And all we're going to do is wrap it around the stick. As we go. Oh, it was off camera. There we go. Just gluing a little bit at a time. Okay, so you want it looking something like that. Try and space them out evenly. And we just continue the ribbon round. Okay, so I'm going to finish that and then I'll be back. Okay, so there it is done. Don't worry too much about the bottom end, if it's crooked or it overlaps, because that's going straight down into the pot, and the top end is going up into the tree about 2 inches, so it doesn't matter if that's a bit crooked either. Hot glue inside the tree head, and then we're going to push the stalk in. Oh, I've got a, what's happened now? A little bit of my glue stick broke off by the look of it. Okay, in it goes. As far as you can go, it's about 2 inches. And then let that dry. So as I say, the bottom part is going into the pot, so don't be too worried if anything's crooked. That's going into the pot, and then we're going to build the stones and the polystyrene around that. Okay, so tree and stalk are dry, so we're going to plant the stalk inside the pots, and then we're going to build our polystyrene around the pots and glue it in as we go. So just some polystyrene from packaging, nothing special, and then plant your tree in and start gluing it in. Okay, now this is the tricky part, because if you really want it in the centre, you're going to have to keep checking the size of the polystyrene. You might have to take it all out and start again several times. I don't mind if it ends up a little bit off centre, to be honest, so I'm not that worried. But it depends what you want to do. If you want to make sure that it's sitting perfectly central, then you're going to have to take some time to do it. And don't worry about the stones showing, because we're going to cover those up. Okay, just waiting for the heat gun to heat up. Let's start gluing it in. So this one at the moment is central, but as it goes along it might end up moving. Like I say, yeah, you see now it's gone over to the back a little bit more, but I'm not that worried. If you want it perfectly straight in the centre, you might have to mess about with it a little bit. And then push the polystyrene as far as you can go down. You can glue the tree in and attach it to a piece of the polystyrene if you want, to give it extra stability. So just going to go around, adding the polystyrene, gluing it in, checking the tree stable as I go. Okay, I'm going to need a little bit more. And it's always worth keeping some polystyrene in your craft room from packaging, because you never know when you're going to need some. Okay. And like I say, we're going to cover all this up, so don't worry about it showing. It's not a problem. The main aim is to get the tree in a position where it will stand unaided with just the help of glue and polystyrene. Okay, so I'm just going to finish this off and I'll be back. Okay, so filling in the base with blue flowers to match the tree. You don't have to use blue flowers if you haven't got any more left. You can use anything you like. I'm just packing it out so it fills up the polystyrene. And it sits on top. There we go. So it should look something like that. Now then, decoration. I'm going to put gems around the top. Just follow it round. Alternate sky blue and light blue. Just going to follow the tree round. Pull off any little threads that are hanging off of glue. And you can use any colour if you haven't got light blue or sky blue. You can use whatever colours you like, whatever colour you're doing it in. Doesn't have to be light blue. There we go. So we've got little gems in different blues. And then on the actual faces of the pot, I've got some various bits here. I've got a blue teddy, balloons, little hearts, puffy heart, little bunny rabbit, dummy. So I think what we'll have at the front, let's see which side we're going to use for the front. I think we'll have this side and we'll put the balloons there. And again, decorate the pot in whatever you like. Doesn't have to be this kind of thing if you don't want to. Choose whatever you like. Teddy, puffy pillow. And then we've got one side left. We'll find something for that last side. All right, so back to the top again. And I've got some more of these bear motifs in chains. So we're gonna go around the tree and glue that on. Now if you're gluing something like this, watch your fingers. Obviously hot glue is lethal when you're doing little tricky bits like this. I'm just going to glue them round, a little bit on the heads. And follow it round. Now this is for a little boy, baby boy, but you don't have to do it in blue, you can do it in yellow, purple. Use up your stash, whatever colours you want to do. So I'm just going round gluing the teddies. Hopefully they marry up when I get round the other side. Okay, so I'm going to glue that on and then I'll come back. Okay, so if you head over to part 2, you'll be able to see the next stage of the project. I want to thank you, as I do on every video, for liking, subscribing and your continued support, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye!